I've been told that I have 5 minutes to speak. In fact, every single advertisement for this event announces that I and every single other person on this stage tonight have only 5 minutes to speak. And so it seems that tonight it would be quite appropriate to ask the question, what can happen in 5 minutes? But before answering this question, I'd like to give a bit of background about why I'm here. I'm here because a little over 2 years ago, I was introduced to First Robotics Competition, or FRC, an international program which pits teams of high school students against each other, designing and building robots to complete a variety of tasks. I found it such a valuable experience that I'm here tonight to tell you about it. This is why I'm asking what can happen in 5 minutes, because it's the driving question of First Robotics Competition. It's the question that teams around the world set out to answer each competition season. But they're not just trying to find the answer, they're trying to make the answer. Every team, every year, wants to be the one to redefine what can happen in 5 minutes. In FRC, 5 minutes is the length of 2 matches. One 2.5-minute match spent in queue, strategizing with 2 partner teams, and 1 match, another 2.5 minutes on the field, facing off against another alliance of 3. Each year, the team which makes the best use of these 5 minutes, the team with the best strategy, the most efficient robot, the most versatile drivers, the team which above all others pushes the limits of what can happen in 5 minutes, that team is crowned the champion. But how does a team get to that point? To understand that, we have to ask a different question. What can happen in 6 weeks? In 6 weeks, a team must design and build its competition robot. Every first Saturday of January, FRC teams around the world are given their first look at the year's unique set of challenges, which can range from stacking crates to opening a gate to climbing a rope. For 6 weeks, but no more, teams work to construct a fully functional 120-pound robot to meet those challenges. Then, the robot is sealed inside a bag, not to be changed or touched until the day of competition. Thus, success in First Robotics hinges on realism and determination. A team must be realistic. It must make a sober assessment of what can and can't happen with its limited time and resources. Without realism, all of the team's most brilliant ideas will fail, simply because there's no time to put them into action. But a team must also be determined. Each member must be willing to work harder, to work longer, so that the team can push the limits of what can happen in 6 weeks. With realism and determination, the team's plans and ideas can be brought to fruition. But this certainly doesn't only apply to 6 weeks. The lessons I've learned in First Robotics Competition can relate to any problem, whether preparing to speak tonight or making 100 pounds of metal climb a rope. The realism and determination I've learned from my years of FRC have been invaluable. FRC teams must be realistic. They must anticipate the difficulties which can arise in a match. Opposing robots, or even field elements, can impede a robot's progress. Mechanisms can break or malfunction. But that's all the more reason for teams to be determined. They must be determined to do whatever is necessary, modifying their robot between matches, adapting their strategy during a match, to overcome these obstacles, and to redefine what can happen in 5 minutes. Over the past few weeks, as I've been preparing to speak tonight, that question has weighed heavily on my mind. Preparing for these 5 minutes on stage, I've often asked myself what they will amount to. What can happen? What can I make to happen in 5 minutes? And I don't think I'm alone in asking that. Perhaps not what can happen in 5 minutes, but what can happen in a day, a week, a year. What can happen in a lifetime? We all ask that, don't we? We all spend our lives trying to find the answer. And as I continue my search through college and my career and beyond, I know that the lessons I've learned from First Robotics competition will help lead me to that answer. Thank you.